Louisiana's COVID-19 case count soared by nearly 2,000 Monday as an avalanche of test results flooded in. The state posted 1,857 new cases and 35 more deaths since Sunday, for a total of 512 coronavirus deaths in the Bayou State. However, while the trajectory of Louisiana's death rate appears to be leveling off, it is escalating in hotspot parishes such as St. John the Baptist Parish, where 56 COVID patients die per 100,000 citizens. That makes St. John the highest in the coronavirus death rate in the nation.
So obviously we have a significant problem here in Louisiana. We've known this for some time now, and this bears it out, and it also reinforces the need to continue to do the things that we are doing, except to do them actually better, to have more compliance and not less.
That's just where it starts. Governor John Bel Edwards is particularly concerned that Louisiana has half the nation's top 20 counties with that death rate.
2 days ago, 6 parishes were on this list. Disturbingly, this information is going to show you that slightly more than 70% of all the deaths in Louisiana are of African Americans. Slightly more than 70%. And so that deserves more attention, and we're going to have to dig into that and see what we can do.
That rate is almost certain to go even higher in the next several days. Most of the state's ICU bed space and ventilators are now approaching 75% capacity before this week's expected surge. But healthcare officials say here's the bottleneck: equipment and also staffing. In equipment, we could use 900,000 ventilators, that's what the American Hospital Association says, in the next 4 to 6 weeks. The trouble is we only have about 200,000 nationwide. Ford and GM have started production of ventilators, but they say they can produce only 60,000 ventilators, and that will take the next month. Ventilators are very pricey and expensive to make because they contain 700 parts on average, supplied by more than 100 vendors.
Our hospitals are doing a really good job in keeping some people off the ventilator altogether who previously would have been put on the ventilator, and limiting the number of days on the ventilator for those patients who actually happen to have one. And also appear to be reducing the number of days of the average hospital stay, all of which ties into the modeling to figure out when we're going to exceed our capacity.
If that capacity is exceeded, the governor says with Louisiana's expected influx of patients, it's almost certain there won't be enough ventilators and people will die. But more importantly, he says the numbers show that Louisiana remains an epicenter for the coronavirus, is still a hot spot for infection, and the only way not to be infected is to stay home. Leo Honeycutt, WLFT Louisiana News, Baton Rouge.